What's Jamaica's jacket culture is one of those topics that never fails to ignite outrage, confusion, humor, and deep pain, sometimes all in the same breath. And the clips we are reacting today, they capture exactly that tension. On one hand, there are voices calling paternity fraud a national crisis, an earthquake shaking the very foundation of Jamaican families. On the other hand, there are commentators insisting that the outrage from men is exaggerated, maybe even performative, because father absenteeism already runs so high that some men welcome an escape. And caught between these arguments is the real story, how paternity fraud and broken family structures feed each other, creating a loop of mistrust, shame, and even emotional devastation, devastation that affects men, women, and most painfully, the children. So today, I'm breaking down the arguments, the contradictions, and the cultural reality behind Jamaica's paternity crisis. And we are going to talk honestly about what these videos aren't saying loud.
We got a serious problem in Jamaica, and we may have ignored it for a while and just take it for just a nice punchline when we're giving jokes or a nice punchline in a song. But we have a problem, and the problem is paternity fraud, aka jacket. We got a jacket problem in Jamaica, you know? Yeah.
So, what is a jacket? Let me try to explain to you in a simple way. You are not the father. That's basically what a jacket means in the island Jamaica.
You see, jacket is one of the wickedest thing a Jamaican womb could have ever birthed. Wanna walk with me? Jacket is not a joke. It's not a meme. It's not a TikTok trend. It's one of the most calculated, soul-cutting, irreversible betrayal a human being can live through. It's a lie wrapped in baby clothes. A betrayal delivered in breast milk. It's the moment when a man, a good man who take care of his child for 5, 10, 15 or 20 years, hear them 3 words, and are yours, are the 5 words, you are not the father. It collapses and kills and crushes his spirit. So Jamaica, make we talk some truth. You know that Jamaica have the highest rate of paternity fraud in the entire world? You don't believe me? Alright, check this out. 1 out of every 3 men raising a child in Jamaica might not be the biological father. You think that not damaging? You think that I just oops? The government not talk about it. The church stay silent and society just laugh and take it for joke. Like a murder when a man find out so the pitney no feel. Jacket not just mash up DNA, it mash up motherhood, it mash up paternity, it mash up the picnic future, it mash up identity. Imagine being 18 and find out that the man where you call daddy your whole life is not your father. Your whole world twists, your bloodline just get erased, and your mental health just mash up. And how you think the man feel? Him can't get back all of them years there. The birthday parties, the sleepless nights, the school fee, all of that just cut out him soul. So why this happening in Jamaica? Why jackets so prevalent in Jamaica? I'm going to tell you why. Some women give jacket because them afraid. Afraid for the shame. Afraid for admit to them slip up. Afraid for deal with the truth. See, others give jacket because of stability over paternity. The man where them get pregnant for broke, him abusive, him irresponsible. So them choose the quote unquote nice guy, the one where financially stable and give to him. Them choose stability over paternity. And then the rest of them, then just wicked and cool, revengeful. Use the pitney for trap man, for keep him run, for take him money, and mash up him pride. I want to realize that when a child grew up in a lie that's so heavy, it mash up them mental. And the entire time, Jamaica, your heart just black with laughter and lies. You ever notice, say, everything with pain related in a Jamaica and take it and turn it in a joke? When a man get jacket, then laugh and say, you better go check the mechanic. When a child find out the truth, them tell them say, I just saw the thing set. Right now, me I tell you say, the culture heartless, bad. We joke for hide shame and laugh for drown trauma. We don't realize say, when it affect all three parties involved, the man, the child, and the woman. You see, when a man get jacket, these are the things him go through. It break them, it pain them, it hurt them, it broke them trust. Some of them come bitter. But men, remember, DNA test is not disrespect. It's not disrespect at all. It's a defense. You have to protect your heart now. You see, to the woman them where I get jacket, you can't fix the past, but you can't start tell the truth no. You can't work on it now. Tell the child the truth. Confess to that man. And you see, to the pitting them out there, where I got through this, is not your fault. You don't have nothing to feel shame about. You're just a victim of a system that normalizes pain. Jamaica, stop treat jacket like picnic story or street talk. It's generational trauma that destroys trust, identity, and families. We don't want to stop jacketing in Jamaica. Start tell the truth. Normalize DNA testing. Stop shaming honesty. And most of all, stop giving children to men who did not help to make them.
I had an epiphany this morning, well, last night, and it came back to me this morning. I'm wanting to tell me if I lie, me I tell. The rage around jacket culture in Jamaica is fake. The way the men act like they're so upset and hurt over the high statistic of jacket is fake. Here's why. The amount of single mothers and the amount of deadbeat dads is also so high. So there's a lot of single mothers. I am a single mother, I must say. So there's a lot of single mothers and there's a lot of deadbeat dads. They're not taking care of their children. They do the least, they do the minimum, or they do nothing at all. That is also very high. That statistic is also very high. So with that statistic being so high, and then the statistic of jacket, I would say that means that when a man find out say him get a jacket, there's like probably a 75% chance say him glad. Or some men would love to find out say a jacket them get. Because it's not as if there's such a high percentage of two-parent homes and dads who are taking care of their children in Jamaica anyway. So the rage is fake. Ladies, it's fake. Them only go on, so because what else is there for them to run with? What else is there for them to run with? Nothing else. So, let us jump on the bandwagon of being upset about the high statistic of jacket. Y'all don't care. Don't act like you do. Have a lovely day. And that is that.
All men in Jamaica who end up with a jacket picnic, a child that is not yours, I have advice for now. Because I see this jacket thing a go on recently where them say Jamaica ranked the #1 country of the world where women gave men jacket, child or children that is not theirs. And my advice to all those men is that you see them jacket picnic they wanna get, wanna develop that fatherly love for and taking care of them. Do not stop. Continue to be that father for those children. Continue to be a good father for that child. Because you don't know what that child gonna turn out to be. And even when you grow and become old, you never know that same child can be the same one who turn around and help you in your old days. Continue to be a father. You may not be the biological father, but you are the real father. See? So continue to be a father for that child or those children. And dry up your tears. It hot, but hush. And I say this to all of the women them who doing these things and continue to do these things. Control that something there. That something there? Yes. The same something there I talk about. Yeah. But them say Adam and Eve in a garden and Adam go trouble it. Yeah. Control it.
One of the most striking arguments in the clips is the claim that many Jamaican men are only pretending to be outraged about paternity fraud. The claim goes like this: if so many fathers are absent and so many homes are already, single mother households, then discovering a child isn't biologically theirs becomes more of a free pass than a heartbreak. According to this view, the loud yelling, the online anger, the statistics shock, it's more for show than anything else. But then the clips swing in the opposite direction, describing paternity fraud as one of the most soul-crushing betrayals a man can face, a deception that shatters identity, destroys trust, and leaves lifelong emotional scars. So, which side is true? Are Jamaican men genuinely devastated, or are there some who are relieved? Are women primarily seeking stability or acting from fear, shame, or spite? The truth is layered, and the real answer lies in the structure of Jamaican families themselves, where stability and distrust have been present long before even the DNA test. To understand why jacket culture hits Jamaica so hard, you have to look beyond the headline, 62% paternity fraud, and instead look at the soil it grows in. For decades, Jamaica has faced a deep structural problem, a family system where fathers are often absent. Mothers carry most of the parental load, and financial stability is a daily reality. In the environment, paternity isn't just about genetics. It becomes a survival strategy. When some women choose a man who is stable, consistent, or financially secure instead of the biological father, it isn't always spite. Sometimes it comes from fear of judgment, fear of admitting a mistake, fear of admitting the real father isn't, someone they want to involve. Other times, yes, it comes from manipulation. But at its roots, jacket rarely happens in stable two-parent homes. It grows where trust has already broken down, but that doesn't erase the devastation. Imagine raising a child for 5, 10, or 15 years, and then hearing the words, "You are not the father." Imagine the birthdays, the sleepless nights, the school fees, the emotional investment, gone in an instant. That is not something a man shrugs off. It's not something anyone could shrug off. The clips describe this moment as a collapse of a man's spirit, and that is not exaggerated. Paternity fraud hits a part of a man's identity that society does not teach him how to, protect. His sense of purpose, his lineage, his legacy. And the child suffers most of all. When the truth finally comes out, everything they thought they knew about their identity shifts. Their sense of belonging, their family story, even their name feels different. That kind of emotional shock follows people into adulthood. And now, where the debate gets messy is when commentators insist the outrage is fake, that some men actually feel relieved. And in some cases, yes, that might be true. In a society where many fathers were already doing the bare minimum, the discovery of non-paternity becomes an instant excuse to disappear without guilt. Some men hide behind shock, so they don't have to, admit they weren't present to, begin with. But that doesn't mean all men are pretending. It means Jamaica has a dual crisis, a paternity crisis and a fatherhood crisis. and the two are feeding each other. When fathers are absent, when women look for stability elsewhere, when women lie to secure stability, men lose. When men lose trust, they become less willing to commit, and the cycle repeats. The most sobering part of the clips is the advice given to men who discover their child isn't biologically theirs. They are not told to, dry your tears and keep being a good father, because biology isn't the real measure of fatherhood. And well, there's truth in that. If the man chooses it, if the love was real, if the relationship brings more healing than harm, but that decision cannot be forced. You can't tell a man who's been deceived for years to simply continue as if nothing happened. You can't guilt trip him into staying for the sake of optics. Healing from paternity fraud is personal. It has to be voluntary. What Jamaica needs isn't more arguments about who is right or wrong. It's an honest conversation about why trust is breaking down in the first place. Why is financial survival tied so closely to relationships? Why is shame more powerful than truth? Why do so many children grow up missing pieces of their identity? Until those questions are addressed, jacket culture will continue to thrive. Not because Jamaicans are uniquely deceptive, but because instability creates a deception as a survival mechanism. The real tragedy isn't that everyone loses. The man loses trust, the woman loses respect, the child loses certainty, and the society loses the foundation of the family structure. If Jamaica is going to move forward, accountability has to go both ways. Women must stop weaponizing paternity. Men must step into fatherhood with responsibility. And the culture must stop laughing at trauma as if it's entertainment. Because behind every jacket story is a child who deserves better and a family that could have, been whole. Guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what are your thoughts. Also, remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.